So this video had to be done. We're going to compare. Briefly, we're just going to kind of show them next to each other and talk about the watches a little bit. We're not going to go into details on either one because I have separate videos for both of them. But what we're going to look at is the Longines Conquest 38 millimeter, this guy here, and we're going to hold it up against the Omega Seamaster Aquaterra 38 millimeter. Both companies are owned by the Swatch Group. So it's interesting to have the opportunity to show both of these on video at the same time. Big thanks to Exquisite Timepieces, Tyler, and the entire crew over there for allowing this to happen. So, because there's probably a ton of people out there that are looking at either of these watches, and maybe you just need to look at it because maybe this will help you decide, maybe you want to go up to the Omega, or maybe you want to go down in price to the Longines, because really it's your hard-earned money and this decision can only be yours. I'm not here to tell you which one is the right choice for you. I'm just here to show you guys all of the watches that I can so you can hopefully sleep on it and decide yourself. Reach out to my guy Tyler. I'll put his contact information down below. And he can help guide you too a little bit. He can probably do some comparison pictures for you too. Don't waste his time, but he's a salesman and he's going to help you decide on what watch best fits your wants. So they're similar in size. So the Longines on the left, 38.4 millimeter versus the Omega being 37.7. So yeah, they're really close. You can tell just by looking at them. The lug to lug, again, 46.8 on the Longines and a little bit shorter on the Omega at 44.65. So definitely a difference, but when you're holding them here, you don't really see that difference. And it's just the case shape. You got the lyre lugs, polishing, really high, a lot of polishing on the Omega versus the Longines. Thickness, the Longines, 11.14. The Omega, a little bit thicker, 12.6. And that's because of the movement. You have a more base type movement in the Longines. It's the L888.5, or it's an ETA 831 essentially. Whereas in the Omega, it gets a little more complicated. It's the 8800 movement, which both of them have display case backs. And then the lug opening actually is the same. 19 millimeter. Bracelet tapers down to 16 on the Longines, 17 on the Omega. Both of them have butterfly clasp. So those are very similar features. And then the crowns, both 6.4 millimeter screw down. And you have essentially the same water resist. So around 100 meters is what we're looking at. So great offerings from both the brands at completely different price points. You're looking at $6,000 to get into the Omega Luxury, and you're looking at about $2,000 to get into the Longines, which is basically an entry luxury watch, right? Both great watches, for sure. So on this guy here, you can see display case back showing off that decorated Longines movement, sourced from ETA, which is similar to the Omega, but the Omega has its own 8800 movement, which is not shared with any other brand, whereas the ETA movement is shared with other brands. I really like the lyre lugs. I've always liked lyre lugs. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, you guys know that. So I do really like the Omega. People are going to ask me, which one would I choose? These two right here, because I can put them on my wrist. I feel like I can pull the Longines on wrist just because it's a little bit larger. So I would choose the Longines based on, forget about the price. Now, if you throw the price in the mix, then, do you want luxury or do you want entry luxury? What is your budget, right? That might push you one way or the other. But Yeah, this is a lot of watch for $2,000. Just the same, this is a lot of watch for $6,000 because you can keep punching up with the Omega, right? I could do this, literally, I could do this same comparison with a larger brand or a more luxury or expensive brand over Omega, and it would make it look like the Longines does to the Omega. You can go in either direction. You can go the other direction. You could make the same case with going the other way with the Longines. So it's interesting, the watch game. Very interesting. Let's see if we can... I got to shut the screen off over here. Let's see if we can check the lume. Again, big thanks to Exquisite Timepieces for constantly supporting the channel. They have massive inventory, guys. They're a powerhouse in the watch game. They're authorized dealer for over 60 brands, plus a very well-established pre-owned selection that's constantly changing. So that's something you want to check, like probably on a weekly basis. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next vid.